Okay guys, welcome to this next video, 3.16, and we're going to be talking about the number plane. So, no doubt, you are familiar with what we call the number line, which is just a straight horizontal line. Sort of, we're going to go up to positive infinity up this end, down to negative infinity down this end. And usually this is sort of called, an X line, maybe. Okay, you might have heard it like that. This is our line of X values. Okay. The number line is a one-dimensional visualization, so it's got one dimension, just this way obviously, no up and down. The set of real numbers, that's not something you need to know too much about, but real numbers is a special thing, has its own symbol, being a fancy looking capital R, and it's all of the numbers essentially that you guys are familiar with. An infinite number of them, decimal places go forever, that kind of thing. Okay, all the way from negative infinity to positive infinity. However, we can extend the number line by another dimension horizontally, and we arrive at what we're going to be calling the number line. And here it is here. So now instead of just having x-axis, we have x and y-axis. So again, y-axis goes all the way out to positive infinity and goes all the way down to negative infinity as well. And so you can kind of imagine this plane sort of extending out in all directions infinitely. Okay? Right, a couple of things for you to take note of. Firstly, the number plane, which is also called the Cartesian plane, after a guy called René Descartes, and this is one of the mathematical things that he sort of came up with, ways to play around with mathematical shapes and be able to solve a lot of problems actually. It has two axes intersecting at a right angle. Okay, the first one, the horizontal axis, is called the x-axis, and the vertical axis is your y-axis. Okay. The axes mark out four quadrants of the plane. So we'll just net back up here for a sec, and this is our first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Okay, it's good to become familiar with those. Okay, any point on the plane can be represented with what we call an ordered pair, called a coordinate. So something looks like this, brackets, some number, comma, some number, close your brackets off. And two-dimensional coordinates like these are always written in the order x coordinate, then your y coordinate. That's why they're called an ordered pair. Okay, it's a pair of numbers that are in a particular order that is important because they communicate particular things. Okay, and the point at the coordinate 0, 0 is called the origin. So that's sort of here, right in the middle here. This thing here is called the origin. Okay, right. That's all we're going to worry about for things to know. We're going to talk about just go through a worked example here. And this example is just going to ask us to simply plot the following points on a number plane. So to plot a point means to find its coordinate, or we'll take a coordinate, find where it belongs on the number plane and mark that spot. So maybe we'll give these a couple of names. So we'll call this one point A, B, C, D, and E. So we'll be able to differentiate between them on here. Okay, first off, 3, 4. So what that means is that our x value is 3 and our y value is 4. So to do that, we find our x-axis, which is the horizontal one here, remember, and we come across to point 3, and then we go up and we find y equals 4. So there's x equals 3, y equals 4. We sort of like come across, come up, find where they intersect, and this is our point A. Okay? 2, 2, same deal. Find x is 2, find y is 2, where they intersect is the coordinate for B. Okay, that's the point. Point C now. So negative 5, 3. So negative 5. So rather than before playing around this positive area, we're now going to go down into the negative x area. So negative 5, here's negative 5 here, and positive 3 for our y value. So rather than have to count up here and translate across, we can just go up 1, 2, 3 and notice that it's going to be here. Here's our point C. Okay, point D, coordinates negative 3, negative 1. So this time we go down to x is negative 3 here. This time we jump down to y is negative 1. So rather than go up to positive 1, we're going down to y is negative 1, which is here. So here's our point D. Okay, you'll notice that I'm using cross marks here. I think that's probably better than using dots because dots can be easily confused as to what part it actually points to, whereas with cross, it's right where they intersect, okay? Now, 0, 5, this is, sometimes these give a little bit of confusion. So you're finding the part where x is 0. So x is 0 all the way along this line, okay? But now we're looking, no, it's not. X is 0 all the way along the y-axis. So x is 0 is here at the origin, but we have y equals 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's our point, x is 0, y is 5. Okay, and that would be point E. Now, that's all you need to know for now about playing around with the Cartesian plane and being able to plot points on it, and we'll have a look at some other stuff in some later videos, okay? Thanks for watching, and make sure you bring along any questions to class.